No, my mom wasn't a hitter.
Really?
No, she wasn't a hitter.
Who smacked you in the head?
Very few people.
An uncle?
No. Very few people.
I'll tell you
Maybe
what,
my grandmother cracked me once, but it was, just like, get your shit together. Not like trying to hurt me, Just a little smack. I didn't get beat as a kid. But I saw a lot of violence. I saw seeing violence when you're a kid. There's something about like seeing someone you're close to who's an adult beating up like a 10 or 11-year-old. You ever see that before? When you see something like that, you ever see a grown adult beating the shit out of a 10 or 11-year-old when you're a little kid?
Yes.
That to me was like a defining moment when I was a little kid.
As a parent, or I only saw parents beat their children.
Yeah, I saw someone beat somebody else's kid. It was fucked up to watch, man.
When I lived on 205 West 88th Street, when I came from Cuba, we lived in Jersey for a while. My dad died. We moved to 89th Street. Then something happened at the building, and we ended up moving to 88th Street. And I had a kid I had a beef with every day. And one day, I finally got my shit together in karate. Like one day, my sidekick started working, and that fucking right cross started working. And I learned how to use my fucking up block, and I finally had this kid. His name was Rudy the Haitian. He was the only Haitian kid in the neighborhood. We lived on 88th Street. And I fucked him up this day, and his father came down and held my arms. And he made Rudy punch me. And I'll never forget that my lip was bleeding. And he took me upstairs, and he knocked on my mother's door. And my mother opened up the door in half a fucking hangover. And she goes, "What's the problem?" And she goes, "Joe, Coco, And he goes, "Next time your son hits my son, I'm going to hit him, then I'm going to come up here and hit you." And
Wow.
My mom turned around and got a butcher knife and chased Rudy's father up the stairs. The cops came, and the lady next door said she didn't see a knife.
Wow.
But at that point, we were done in the building.
Jesus.
That was one of the worst there. When I moved to North Bergen, I saw parents that, you ever hear a comedian go, "You ever hang out with white kids, you go to their house, how they talk to their parents? I could never talk to my,"
Right.
That's the first thing I noticed. When I went to Jersey, there were certain kids that would take their dish and go, I don't want tuna fish sandwich. If I ever did that in my house, Joe Rogan,